Hey guys, I'm Natkins and welcome back to my channel. So today I posted on Instagram about how my hair has been through a lot this week. I've been to the hairstylist twice for color. And so my hair really felt dry and tangly, even though it should be very healthy because I just got it cut. And I posted that I put a nourishing, strengthening hair growth, all natural oil mask on my hair. And you guys just blew up my direct message box with questions about what it was, how to make it, and how you can do it. So this is the video where I talk about what goes into it. If you want to see the video where I try it for the first time, it's a little bit of a different mix that I used. You can click the link down below, or I'll put it in one of these corners. And then if you want to see the video on how I apply it and then how I massage it into my hair, you can click the video in the description box below, or in whichever corner I'm able to put it in. I don't know. Anyways, so what I do is I start with an empty mason jar, and you're going to see kind of my half full mason jar right now, but I start with just, it's like a 2-cup mason jar. It's not terribly huge, it's just really like an average size mason jar. And then you're gonna need a whole bunch of things. I'll list the recipe down below. I'll just kind of go through it with you guys. First, what I do is, normally in the summer, coconut oil here in California is nice and warm, and so it's in a liquid form, but since it's been kind of cold and rainy lately, my coconut oil has been cold. So, and even in the summertime, I'll do this just to make sure it's really nice and warm. I put a pot of water on the stove and I get the water hot. And it doesn't even need to be boiling, it just needs to be hot. And I'll just stick my whole jar of coconut oil in the pot of hot water, so that way the coconut oil starts to warm up. Usually the coconut oil I buy is in a glass jar and not a plastic jar, but this is just what they had at the store when I went there. So what I used for this recipe was Wegmans Organic Extra Virgin Coconut Oil. It's unrefined and unscented. So this is generally the last ingredient I put in, but I wanted to mention it because this is the first thing that I start getting ready, because I put it in the pot of water to start getting warm first. The other oils I use, and you guys can look up all these ingredients and see how and why they help your hair. I searched the internet for a really long time, found a bunch of people doing different hair masks with natural oils, and found that this combination was kind of what I liked and what worked best for my hair. Next, I use an avocado oil. I just found this at Costco. Avocado is really great for your hair, skin, and nails. You can't heat it and really cook with it on the stove, but it's really good on salads. So double use here. Plus, most of these oils you can find in your kitchen. So I use, for the mix that fits in this jar, I use 1/4 cup of avocado oil. Then I use 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Again, you know, it doesn't have to be certain extra virgin olive oil, you guys. It can be any extra virgin olive oil that you guys currently have in your kitchen and are cooking with. This just happened to be what was in my house. And in fact, this is the bottle that I fill. I have a huge, giant glass bottle of extra virgin olive oil that I have and keep. And so I just refill this small bottle with it. So that might not even be the brand that I actually have in the kitchen. I use 1/4 cup of 100% grapeseed oil. This one's imported from France. And you don't have to really go to a special store for any of these. Like I said, I went to Costco. Most of these oils came from Ralph's. I use castor oil, and so my label has gotten oiled. So you might not be able to see it, but I got it from Rite Aid. When it comes to the castor oil, normally I put probably 3 tablespoons in, but because my castor oil was almost empty, I just kind of put what was left. So again, this ingredient list isn't precise. Sometimes I put more of one thing or another, sometimes I put less. If I want it to smell different or have a different consistency or whatever's left in the kitchen. So this is just, guidance. And then as you try it, you'll see kind of what works for you and what doesn't. Then I move on to my small bottle oils. So I have a vitamin E oil here that I got from CVS. Any vitamin E oil will work. I put about a tablespoon of vitamin E oil in. Next, I use 100% rosemary oil. I think I got this at a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's. Rosemary oil was a little more difficult for me to find, but rosemary oil is actually really, really good for you, and it smells so good. So I just put maybe 10 to 20 little drops because there's like a dropper inside this bottle already. So I put around 10 to 20 drops in my jar. I have certified organic rosehip oil. Again, this one was even more hard to find than the rosemary oil, but I think I found this also at Trader Joe's or an organic food store. Again, about 10 to 20 drops. I love the smell of rose hip and rose oil, so sometimes more goes in, sometimes less. Tea tree oil is really good for circulation, and it's a natural antiseptic, which a lot of people don't know. You can put this on freshly pierced skin. So I put, again, about 10 to 20. Sometimes I want it to smell more like tea tree oil, so I put more. Sometimes I put less, but about 10 to 20 drops. And finally, my label is gone, but Genesis Pure sells a really great peppermint oil, and so that's what this is. And again, another 10 to 20 drops of peppermint oil go into my little jar. Next, I have something called Fenugreek seeds, and I can't remember the name of the channel who originally turned me on to putting this in my hair mask, but I will put it right here. And I will put a link to her channel down below because she's got some amazing hair growth videos if you want to see her videos. Fenugreek seeds you can generally get at like a Mexican market. My bag just kind of looks like this. And I put 1 cup of fenugreek seeds down in the bottom, kind of to like mix with all the oils. You can see them down here. And in fact, let me see. Yeah, it just says about 8 ounces, so maybe I put a little bit more. I tried smashing these, and they didn't really work. They're kind of tough. I know you can get pre-ground fenugreek seeds, and I haven't actually tried ground fenugreek versus regular fenugreek because I only found it at a Whole Foods type market, and it was very expensive, and it only came in a little box of like a couple ounces, and I knew I needed a lot more. Then I use Genesis Pure's Organic Sulfur. This is also known as MSM. You want to make sure you get a very pure form of organic sulfur, or MSM. Genesis Pure has a great organic sulfur, and so if you want some of this, I'll put the link down below where you can get this exact one. Organic sulfur is really good, not only for you to put topically on your scalp in this oil, but I drink probably a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half every day in just some warm water first thing in the morning. It's great for circulation. It's great for your body. And circulation also helps with hair growth. So I do 2 teaspoons of MSM or organic sulfur, but if you are doing this for the first time and you are taking MSM or using organic sulfur for the first time, then I recommend starting out with maybe 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon. Some people online have said that they've gotten headaches from using too much of organic sulfur in a hair oil like this. So I would start less is more, and then every time you make it, add just a little bit more. So your body gets used to it. But I've been drinking this for about a year and been putting it on my scalp for quite some time, so I'm very used to it. So I put 2 teaspoons of this, and then from the market, I just got these nature-made chewable vitamin C tablets. I put them in a little bowl and use the back of a knife, and I smash them down, and I put half the amount of the organic sulfur that I put in. So if I put 2 teaspoons of this, I put 1 teaspoon of this. If you guys are starting out, you probably should put half to 1 teaspoon of the organic sulfur and 1/4 to 1/2 a teaspoon of vitamin C. Curly Proverbs, the YouTube channel, she experienced the vitamin C. It was actually drying out her hair, so she stopped using vitamin C, but I haven't noticed that, so I keep using it. Then, when all that is poured in, I take my warm coconut oil and I pour it in, and I shake it up like this, so it all gets, make sure your lid's on nice and tight, so it all gets really nice and mixed up in there. You see those little white dots in there are the vitamin C tablets that I didn't crush up all the way. But everything just kind of gets mixed. I let it sit at least overnight, and then after it sits for about 24 hours or overnight, all the sediment sinks down to the bottom, and then I pour the oil out into one of these little applicator bottles. It's really easy because all this stuff just kind of sits there on the bottom, so I just go over the sink and pour it in, and that's it. That's how I make my hair oil. Again, I have a video showing the before and after, I believe, and the first time I tried it, an application of it, so you can click that in the link down below. And then the next video I'll post is a video showing you how I put it in my hair and then how I massage it in. Yay! I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If there's anything specific you have questions about, comment below. Find me on Instagram or Twitter as Princess Natkins, and I'll talk to you soon. Natalie out.